Hi everyone, my name is YundiChen and I'm from Group UG18, and today I will give you guys the presentation about the software requirement specification, and I hope you guys enjoy it. The main idea of this presentation is to check and review the subject is on the right track or not. And I will list some advantage and disadvantage of each part. And finally, I will give a score. The first part I have to check is the organization and the completeness of the subject. And there are 5 advantages. A good internal course reference, a detailed description, and a good detailed document, and it has considered the requirements that the client didn't mention it, and it distinguishes the task from the large scope to a small scope. Also, they have 2 disadvantages. It lacks some civility basis, which means it have to improve in the future, and it didn't consider the sequence of design for now. So if the total mark is 5, I will give the 3.5 of this part. The second part I have to check is the correctness of this subject, and it actually doing perfect in this way. I list the 7 advantages of this part. Firstly, it clearly distinguishes tasks. Secondly, it writes the word in an understandable way. And certainly, most requirements can be used for demonstration and review, but some of the requirements are not. And also, every requirement is in the scope. And there are some grammar mistakes, and some of the mistakes may affect the reading, so that should be improved in the future. And on the other hand, most of the requirements description are very detailed. It defines those requirements with no constructors. If the total mark is 5, I will give 4.5 for this part. For the third part, I have to check for this subject is the traceability and the special issue. And I found out there are 2 advantages and 3 disadvantages. For the advantages part, the requirement is uniquely and correctly identified, and each of the requirements has a logic structure and dependence. For the disadvantages part, some of the requirements may include design and implementation solution, which means it kind of unclear, and it doesn't identify all time critical function. And some of the requirements only has a basic requirement for now, which means it needs a higher level requirements. If the score is 5, I will give 3 out of 5. So generally, I think for this part, this document is doing kind of good, but some of the details should be improved in the future. And this is the end of my presentation. Thanks for your watching.